Good evening, everyone. This is Lexi. I'm coming in with my first YouTube episode. I'm so excited about this channel. I've given it a lot of thought. I've given it a lot of ideas and creation, and I'm finally here. So I'm here to share with you guys a little bit of me, some background on me. My name is Lexi, formerly Lexi Chrisley. You probably know me, if you do, by being married to Kyle Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best. I also was a wedding planner for several years, and I planned a lot of weddings. And this channel is going to speak about love, relationships, couples, dating tips for the modern woman, and just ways to share and ways to share for women, for men to come together and to really fix those issues that a lot of modern couples are facing today. I also want to get into matchmaking, perhaps people that are calling into the show and others that write into the show, putting them in a database and starting to match them eventually. My goal is to raise money, to hopefully get a wedding venue, to have a professional matchmaking company, and to bring people together in love. Love is what keeps the world going round, and it's a passion of mine. And in order to have that passion, there have to be experiences and things that one wants to share and one wants to bring to the next couple to help them. Today is a very special day for me. It's a day that I'll never forget. It's a day where I got vindicated in court. I've been going through so much behind the scenes, so much that I've kept quiet about. And today I'm finally empowered and I feel good. And I feel like I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk from the bottom of my heart about the things that have happened to me. For those of you that don't know, as I mentioned, I was married to Kyle. I was married to Kyle Chrisley for 6 years. We got together very young, and we divorced. I filed for divorce from him in 2018 for a number of reasons. A lot of them you can Google and see for yourself. It was a tumultuous ending of the marriage, to just say the less. And I learned a lot from that experience. Today is something that I'll never forget. I had court. Kyle and his father were plaintiffs to a case against me. As I said, we divorced. It was finalized in January 2019. However, I was still getting knocks on my door from process servers, lawyers at my business, and just text messages. So just harassment, legal harassment, frivolous lawsuits, frivolous subpoenas in order to be involved with a family that I divorced. It was really, really hard for me. Today, though, was out of one of the cases that I'm going to share. The other ones I'll talk about on another podcast or YouTube channel. I'm sorry. I'm new to this, so just bear with me. But today was a divorce remodification. So pretty much what a divorce remodification is that we were divorced, and what he was trying to do was to set aside the settlement that we had agreed on. I had given Kyle a little over $15,000, agreed to give him $15,000 for the house, as well as a car, a marital car. And this was all agreed upon back in December 2018. Everything on my end was executed properly. Things on his end were not. He came and sued me for that and said that he was drugged when he signed it. Now, I had taken a drug test. I'd bought a drug test, given him a drug test. He passed it that day. We had negotiated the divorce. We had talked about the divorce. This was something that he was very coherent in doing. Ended up going to court about it. We ended up battling it out. This is over also asking me about a DNA test on my daughter who I had out of a new relationship. This is also text messages trying to see financial documents of what I'm doing now. This is after also talking about me continuously on a podcast saying I probably didn't pay my lawyer, I don't pay my bills, I'm this, I'm that, on a public podcast from his father, Todd Chrisley. This is during just giving birth to my daughter during COVID. This is during one of the roughest years America and the world has probably seen. And where am I? I'm in a courtroom. I'm in a courtroom. I'm answering the lawyers. I'm in downtown Canton sitting with my attorney, fighting a case of something that we've been battling. And this has happened over 2 years ago. All because of Kyle and his father. Now, do they need the money? Do they need to be driving to Canton to start a war? Do they need to be filing a lawsuit to get more money from me? Who am I? They're the ones that have portrayed this lifestyle, portrayed this great and lovely Southern, wealthy, upper class, Caucasian family. This is what they show the public. This is what they show people. But then the true person behind the scenes is filing frivolous lawsuits to a former daughter-in-law, constantly speaking of an ex-wife that he had, constantly tearing people down on podcasts that people are actually tuning into and endorsing. And it really does do something to people to be cyberbullied, to sit back and to listen. And that's what I did. I sat back and I listened and I was silent. I just was worrying about getting my case cleared. I was just trying to be the best mother that I can, doing the things that I could do. And I just said, Lexi, stay silent. But as I continued to watch how things progressed and watched how they weren't going to give up on this, watched how it really wasn't about the money, it was just about making my life a living hell. When I saw how it was progressing, I later had the aha moment. Lexi, you need to find your voice. You need to speak up. Silence never worked. If you look in history, if you look in art, it's when people took that push, when people decided to make a change, when people decided to make a difference where the world and matters actually had an effect. Silence is powerful, don't get me wrong. However, when your mental health and when bullying and when you realize that it's not going anywhere, it's just about standing up for yourself. And you sleep better at night and you feel better at night. And this is not just for me, but it's for every woman. There's so many women that go through divorces. There's so many women that have the crazy ex, and even men. There are so many people going through what I've been through. I just want to openly speak about it and say, you don't have to bash that person online. You don't have to bash that person on Facebook, on Instagram, send a post, keep on retweeting, saying all this crazy stuff, getting mad. Sometimes you have to take the high road. And even out of this conversation with you guys, I don't want to break down Kyle. I don't want to break down Todd. I don't want to break down any of the family, because what good will it do? What I saw when I was in court today was I saw hate. I saw anger in his eyes. I saw frustration. And I really just wanted to sit back and pray for them. And the more hatred that I felt towards them in the courtroom, the more I said, maybe they're coming from a place of hurt. And I know that hurt people hurt people. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to spread more hate. I want to continue to share love. I want to continue to share peace. I want to be the bigger person. I want to take the high road. He has the podcast and he's saying all the negative things. I want to have a YouTube channel and I want to say the positive things. I want to reflect on the joys of life. There's so many bad things already happening. There's so many bad things that people love to share naturally. It's so easy to make war, but do you know how to make peace? Do you know how to be a light? And that's the theme of the song that I wanted to choose, the Thomas Rhett song, Be a Light. I was listening to it just today. It came on the radio, and I always have heard the song, but today it really resonated with me. Every lyric, every single word, when I listened to it, the rhythm, the beat, I just closed my eyes and I felt it. And it's so true. Be a light. Be a light when it's dark. Be a light in the hatred. It would have been so easy for me to crumble. It would have been so easy for me to fall down. It would have been so easy for me to throw in the towel, get angry, get dirty, get low, get in the gutter, get angry and mad and show people you fight fire for fire. But no, you catch more bees with honey than you do vinegar. And I just want to be thankful for today. I want to be thankful that the divorce decree was not set aside. I want to be thankful that I won in court. I want to be thankful that the court system, the judicial system, the judge, and my wonderful attorney presented a case where I was vindicated and the truth prevailed. And this is what happens. And I am so happy to be here. And I want to be a light. And today's broadcast, I'm going to speak about being in relationships like how I was, where you feel stuck and you hang on. And you can get angry and you can get bitter. But I'm here to tell you that's not the answer. So I'm going to play Be a Light. And then we're going to get into the discussion today. Be a light. And it's much harder to be a light than to be dark. So easy to go down, and me of all people haven't been known to go down, but I've learned that doesn't get you anywhere, and I feel so much better by trying to be a light. So today we're going to speak about being a light even though you might not have been that light before. So scratch that. What I mean is today we're going to speak about being stuck in those kind of relationships like where I was. We've all been there, ladies. We get married young, or we might have been in a relationship young, or we might have just picked poorly like what I did. And you just ended up getting someone that you fell in love with the potential. You just didn't fall in love with the man. I fell in love with potential. You know, I knew there was crickets. There was cricks in the hardwood. I knew that the package was refurbished. I knew that there was a high chance that the thing was, that shakes, or the thing was just broken, and you overlook those things in the name of love, and you learn from it. A lot of times it happens when you're younger. The only definition of insanity is if you keep repeating the same habit and getting with more and more people, like Kyle's. For me, I'm not here to bash Kyle. I'm not here to bash Kyle. I'm not here to bash Todd. Because at the end of the day, he was a reflection of me. And I'm the one that chose to be with him. And even the judge today said, it's hard to believe if a woman is married to a man and not know what he's doing, not know that he's on drugs or started back on drugs. And these are things that I can only agree and attest to, that, you don't see smoke without fire. And you're not going to see someone, usually birds flock together, right? So when you see someone with a certain kind of man, 9 times out of 10, it's a reflection of who that person is or who they see themselves as. So it's really a reflection of me. So I'm not here to bash Kyle, but I am here to say, don't be guilty or don't feel bad about getting out and about getting better. Don't be hard on yourself because you stepped away. No matter how much higher financial status they might be, no matter how much more fame they might have, no matter how much more it is, have your dignity and have your pride. If you know that it's against your values and your standards, overlook all the other things and stand up for who you are as a person, because that's the person you're going to go to sleep with at night. That's the person that you're going to have to answer to. And that's the person that really holds the accountability. It's you. Y-O-U. That's it. So don't feel bad about getting better for yourself, And that was where I was, I was in a stuck place. I was in a place where I wanted to be this savior. I wanted to be this woman that was superwoman. I wanted to be this woman that was going to have a cape on and get all of this, prop for fixing someone. And you can't fix someone that does not want to be fixed. You can't fix someone, period. Why not buy the full and finished product? And that's something that modern women have a problem with today. And I obviously, am an example of that. We don't want the finished product. We want the bad boy. We want the boy that's got issues. We want the boy that might have, might be abusive, might be emotionally abusive, might be financially abusive, might have a lot of issues, and it's just not ready for a wife. But that's who we marry. And then the ones that are ready for a wife, we can push them aside. Yeah, maybe another time. Oh, I figure something's wrong with him. Is that you? Because I know that was me. It was just showing the state of my mental health and my mental state to think that I was going to fix that, fix addiction, fix self-esteem issues, fix someone that doesn't take accountability, fix someone that didn't have a stable job, fix someone that didn't want to be consistent in what they were doing, fix someone that could not lead a family, that could not start a family, that could not be held accountable for being a husband. You cannot make him a husband. He has to already be a husband. And that's where we get twisted as women. That's where we get twisted, because by nature we're investigators. By nature we love the stimulation. We love the thrill. We love to, what's going to happen next? Oh, let me have a story to tell. Oh, this is excitement. Oh, this gets me goody. This gets me jittery inside. This makes me keep the passion and the fire going. But the passion and the fire going is not what sustains families. It's not what pays bills. It's not, when the going gets tough, the people that you're going to rely on. It's not solid. It's not safe. It's not a foundation. It's chaos. And that's what I lived in, quite frankly, guys. It was chaos. It was chaos. And I think Obama said it, lipstick on a pig. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. And I'm not by any means calling Kyle a pig, but I'm saying that no matter how nice you try to spin it, no matter how much rims you put on an old Mazda, it's still an old Mazda, even with $2,000 rims. If the rims cost more than the car, you got to switch the car, you know? So these are things that we need to really acknowledge as women. We got to think, what's wrong with us that this is what we want to deal with? You know, I am by no means a hardcore feminist, a hardcore, women over everything, women, 50-50, we got to do all this. I'm not by any means that woman, but I've always had to be in the role of that woman because I got men that depended on me. I got men that needed me. I had to feel needed. And it's okay if you're needed for, duties that are naturally what a relationship is supposed to give. So, for example, needed to help cook, to clean, to do laundry, to raise the kids, to carry the children, budgeting, things that women love to do. But it's not okay to be needed for survival. And that's what I was in that marriage. I was literally needed for survival, for our meals, for our bill paying, for our trips, for moving, for everything. I was the rock. I was the man. I was the one that did it. I was the one he turned to. I don't think he even knew how. That's the problem. And there's nothing wrong with stating that we've taken on this masculine role as women, and we've got to let it go. We've got to see deeper as to why there's something wrong. And then, like I said, that's why I played the song Be a Light. It's so easy for us to retrieve and say, it's so easy for us to go back and say, oh, well, he's this and he's an addict and he's messed up and he needed me and he was jacked up and he was this and he was that. But what were you? Why were you in this situation to begin with? Why did you attract yourself to that? Why is it so easy for us to pick up our phone and call our girlfriend and make ourselves feel better by trashing someone that we picked poorly and chose? Again, it's a reflection of me. And that's why I played Be a Light. Because in this kind of situation, I want to take all of that negative energy. I want to take what most women would have been sad, bitter, and angry, and hurt, and the angry black woman. And you got to take that and you've got to be a light. You've got to take these experiences and you've got to empower other people. Because you getting mad and you going on a rampage and you talking to everybody and blasting and writing on Instagram and talking about people's terrible, dirty secrets is not going to change where you are and what you did and what happened. What happened, happened. What's going to happen will happen. You can't control the past and what you did, but you can control the future. And you can control the present. And how you react to the situation is just as important. So take responsibility for the role you played. Take responsibility for the relationships that you choose. Take responsibility for why things didn't work out. Am I happy that 2 years later I've struggled in court, wondering about court dates, filing things, figuring out text messages, submitting exhibits, submitting things to the court process, and talking to my attorney, sometimes late hours of the night, in order to catch up on the case, to reply within the 30-day window, call Apple, get my messages retrieved, get another phone screenshots, and all these different things. Am I excited or happy that this is what I had to do? When I should have just been enjoying motherhood, enjoying figuring out the lockdown and the 2020, everything that happened, instead of being in a full case debate. Controversial with an ex-husband since 2018? No. But unfortunately, when you pick poorly, your consequences do follow you. Your consequences do follow you. And, hearing how I'm talked about on his father podcast, hearing how I was talked about in court, hearing how your name's dragged through the mud, it's hard to take the high road. It's hard to not say anything. But I can say one thing. 95% of those allegations were simply not true. The lies and the stories and the things of what I've done, and accusations with this tax case, and accusations with the media, and accusations with Kyle, and enabling, and accusations about who I am as a person, is just not true. It's just not. The lies are told. And I understand that when divorces happen, when families separate, when people split, they really want to throw your name in the mud. You can expect the worst, and that's why, people just become bitter. People suck at relationships. Relationships becomes a skill. It becomes something that people try to perfect, and then some fail, and people look at divorce as a failure. People look at breakups as a failure, and as a result, they carry that with them in their life, not just in the next relationship, but in their life. And what I saw today in the courtroom when I was vindicated was a lot of hurt, a lot of built up anger that Kyle kept, a lot of built up anger in Todd, which I'm not even his, I'm his ex-daughter-in-law. But the things he said was almost like I walked out on his son yesterday. And this is why it's so important to check your emotions. Remember that emotions are like water. They're fluid. They change. They move. They're like the waves. Sometimes they come in hard. Sometimes they come in soft. Sometimes it's like the little ones near the sand. Sometimes it's like the big one out in the deep side. But if you live your life based on your emotions of past trauma, and you're really not getting the help that you need to let it go, then you're going to carry that with you, and you're going to carry that karma with you. You're going to carry that energy with you. And I'm just here to be that light. I'm just here to really say that I have nothing but love. I have nothing but utmost peace that I'm trying to exhibit and exude. Peace, not exhibit. And, for the people that put up, that actually entertain, listen, watch, and tune in and listen to the podcast, and especially other public figures, it's alarming to me sometimes. Because when I sit back and I really think about some things that are said, what he says to people, what he says specifically about his own daughter, about his own ex-wife, about myself, about even things he said about Kyle, these are things that I wonder, as public figures and other people in his arena, how can you accept that? How can you accept calling your ex-wife a whore in the backseat of a car that was no good, that gave up her kids? It's just things that are never supposed to be said. I don't care how mad you get. It's just things you don't share. And it's sad that in our culture, and it's sad that today we allow these things to become the new norm. We allow these things to stay on. And it has to take someone to squeal, yell, and shout and show every bit of what's going on for people to be embarrassed because they were caught with their pants down. But everybody knows. Everybody knows what's being said. Everybody knows, and people think it's funny. People give it a laugh. People find it entertaining. And it is sad. It is sad because there are people like myself and like other members of the family that have been bullied because of this, that have been talked about because of this, that have been silenced because they just don't know how they're going to be received. And that's not me. That's not me anymore. Used to be. Used to be me. Used to be Lexi.com. But today, it's just not going to be what I stand for anymore. I'm going to stand for the right thing. I'm going to stand for talking and speaking up. I'm going to stand for what's right. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, because it's for men too. You know, men get with women that might be mentally unstable, emotionally unavailable, unfaithful, maybe might have addictions as well, might have struggles, might have things where they know that they could do better, but again, they just stuck with that potential. And I'm here to tell you, don't feel bad to get better for yourself. Don't feel drugged and lonely just because you're drugged down in their revenge war against you. Don't lose your cool. Don't lose your sexy. Don't lose your stance. Be who you are. Be proud of what you did. Be proud. Because when you have to go into the gutter and you have to lower yourself and you get angry and you start writing things, texting things, telling your family and friends, gossiping, getting into habits that just aren't going to change who the person is, then you become like them. And that's what they want. They want to see you break. They want to see you fold. They want to bring you down. I believe Ayatollah has said that. He said, I will expose Lexi. Lexi will be sued. I will be getting money from her. I will take financially what I deserve from her because of defamation, because of blah, blah, blah. These are things that you've got to ask why a 51-year-old man would be talking to a ex-daughter-in-law on a podcast about defamation. I'm sorry. I mean, really, ask yourself, what in the world is a 51-year-old man doing talking about his ex-daughter-in-law that was married to his drug addict son? Why does anyone care? Why does anyone care? And these are the questions that you ask that you know that it's just for sabotaging. Know your worth. Know what you deserve. Know who you are. Know better. Do better. Okay? Save money, live better. Oh my. Don't stay in a crippling situation. Don't stay with potential. Don't stay when you know good and well that you keep on making excuses for this person. If your excuse list has continued to grow, the person just continuing to get worse because it's allowing you to have to make up more excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop putting on the good faith. Now, I must say, like I said, I'm not here to bash Kyle. The better part of our relationship, I really do believe he was good. We were happy. We were good. But the old person came back. And that's why I tell people, and just like what I'm saying now is about being the light, you're constantly in a struggle with the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. Getting better, fighting the old ways, shaking old habits, shaking old things that got you mad, challenging yourself to be better every day is what's important. And I believe that that's what happened with Kyle. The old man just started to come back slowly, and it took over the marriage. And that's what happens. And the old man was there to stay. wasn't anymore just, a phase. It was there to stay. And then when you have pollution, and that's what I call people like his father and in-laws from hell, it's pollution. It's poison. It's literal poison. It's rat poison on a stick. That's a stick propped up on a lollipop, thrown in your mouth, poison. And when you have people like that as your support system, when your support system is made of sand and not solid rock, then you're going to have problems. You're going to be blowing left and right. You're going to be blowing all over the place because you don't have rock. And that's why I'm grateful for the people that are around me. I'm grateful for my family and friends. Again, like I said, I'm grateful for my attorney today. She did an amazing job in getting this case heard. And it's just the beginning. I'm also party to a subpoena that Todd has pulled based on his tax case. Again, we ask ourselves, why is a 51-year-old man trying to bring in his ex-daughter-in-law in his tax crime case? Stop. Just stop. Pray. You call yourself a Christian? Pray. Get help. It's sad. It's really sad. But like I said, it's really not even a laughing matter. It's really concerning that there's so much built-in hate in somebody's heart to want to break people down. So anyways, on that note, I want to tell you guys that this was just an intro of what I was going through. And like I said, I wanted these experiences to be used to empower other women, to empower other people. It's not going to be the everyday on this channel. This channel is going to be positive. This channel is going to speak about relationships. We're going to speak about dating. We're going to speak about female roles and man roles. We're going to speak about how you can be better as a woman, how you can be better as a man. We're going to have couples speak to us, but we also want individuals, single people, email me, write me, follow me on Instagram, talk to me. I want to add you to a database. I do believe that there's someone for everyone based on your financial, your height, your weight, your size, your goals, your ambition. I'm not saying everyone will be a candidate for matchmaking, but I feel like a good deal will be, because I really want to be open to people that want to find love. It's lonely being by yourself, being hard on yourself. Like I said, maybe getting in situations like me and then afterwards saying, F love, I'm not going to fall in love again. I can never give someone my heart again. I can never trust someone like I did again. I can never be abused like I was again. I could never have in-laws like I had before. I could never date interracially before. I could never swirl again. There's so many different things that you could tell yourself based on one bad experiences. But remember the song, Be a Light. Stop looking at the negative. Be positive. People want to feel those good vibes. People want to feel that positive energy. You've got to think like the person that you wish to attract. And if you wish to attract a negative, low-down, angry spirit, then that's exactly what you're going to get. And think about the chances of success in that relationship if you have that type of energy. Let it go. Be happy. There's so much life to live. Don't let the Todd Chrisleys of the world bring down your joy. You've got to be your own joy. And that's why I did this channel. So like I said, this is just one of many. I'm going to come back to you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more. We're going to have a fun topic next time. We're going to have an uplifting topic next time. I hope that I gave you guys some insight about being stuck. Don't be stuck. Don't feel like you can't walk away. Don't feel like you can't love again. Don't feel like you have to go down in the gutter. Don't feel like you have to talk about a person like you're better and like you can't have respect. Remember that everybody you dated was a reflection of you. Remember, everybody you dated is a part of you, especially if you guys had intercourse. So don't bash who you've been with. State facts, state what happened, and move past it. Don't bring it into your next relationship. Don't bring it to the next part of life. Don't bring it to your job. Don't bring it to your family. Don't bring it to your parents. Bring positive energy. Look back on that situation. See what role that you also played in some of the negative energy. See what role you also played and why things also didn't go well. See how you can get better. See how you've learned from that experience. See how you can help others. There's enough work going on. There's enough bad things going on. There's enough people out there that want to gossip, that want to be evil, that want to be down. How many people out there want to make peace and want to be a light? So that's me in your job. Be a light. Be positive. Be friendly. And until next time, be you.